this to work again. I'm sure that Kate or Teresa are recording this. So as I was saying, thank you. The judge said, are you really going to waste this court's time, a jury's time, your time on a case like this? And the ADA's response was, well, Your Honor, the victim is emotionally vested in this process. And then the judge says, okay, well, Mr. Landers, y'all have the jury, get to it. And that was it. Anybody have any questions?
So the judge thinks that this case is nonsense, but does not possess the authority to dismiss a case that he feels is nonsense. Is that what you're saying?
My understanding, and somebody sent me a thing about Texas law disputing what I said. My understanding is that the judge does not have the power to dismiss in Texas, that only the district attorney can until there are other things in place, such as the actual trial or whatever.
Okay, so I have not. That the judge has no authority over his own courtroom or docket in Texas. The only place in the world where that happens.
That's not what I said.
Oh, you just said that according to.
No, you're twisting my words, which is just exactly what you usually do.
I'm listening to exactly what you're saying, and what you just said is that in Texas, a judge does not have the authority to dismiss a case. Only the DA does until it goes to trial. That's what you just said. I'm just repeating it back to you so you can know what
that is what I said. No, you said it right. That is what I said. I said that is my understanding. If I'm wrong,
all right.
If I'm wrong, mistake. I have no reason to lie about it.
Okay, so if you're wrong, then that doesn't explain why the judge has, which you are wrong. You are entirely wrong. Why hasn't the judge dismissed your case if he feels that it's so meritless and nonsensical?
This was not our regular judge that we had there today. This is a temp judge that just sits in to handle the jury, who's getting the jury and all of that. It is not my regular judge. So perhaps that judge didn't feel she should intervene in something that she's not in the middle of. I don't know the answer to that. Don't really care. I want a trial.
But I mean, she obviously knows enough about the case to just surmise that it's nonsense.
Her words were an allegation this old, and then she had the information come from my attorney, and it went from there. So again, this is not our regular judge. This is a sit-in judge that just handles the who gets a jury and who doesn't. I don't know if that has some play in it or not. Don't know. Don't care. I don't want the case dismissed. I want it to go to trial.
Yeah. No, lots of people like to drag out their legal cases when they feel they're innocent.
I haven't dragged out anything.
How many delays did your counsel put in? Like 5 at least?
It may be more than that, but it's not always my counsel that put them in. And if we did put it in,
no, I'm talking about the docket where it specifically says defense requested delay for reason.
Generally speaking, those delays are based on the fact that we submitted requests for discovery and the state was not providing or answering those requests. They were not giving us the material we asked for. They would give us, like, say we asked for 50 emails, they would give us 10, and then the next court date, they'd be like, oh, we'll give them to you next time. And so we would have to reset to wait on discovery. That's just about all of our resets were based on that.
Did you waive your right to a speedy trial?
I did waive the right to a speedy trial initially because there were so many documents that we were going to have to get. There are over 100,000 documents in this case that we've been able to get. And there's a bunch more that the city of Deer Park has refused to give up, and we just gave up. We're like, well, we got everything we need anyway, so let's go.
100,000 documents. I have been tracking about 300 auditors, and many of them I pulled their entire criminal history files, and I have 4,000 documents stored. 100,000 documents. Okay.
Yep. Over 100,000 documents.
I mean, your case file, your case file isn't that big, and I have individual pages of yours that doesn't meet that.
Okay. Well, I'm telling you what exists. It's all, not all of it, but the vast majority of it is on DVDs that we've got. And it is, the amount of paperwork is ridiculous. It's school records, CPS records, arrest records, property histories, background checks on my old girlfriends, old police reports, Homeland Security reports. It is just a mass of stuff that they accumulated.
Oh, can I take you back actually to the previous, your court hearing this week? Because I think there was some credibility to what you actually said just then. But I can put another spin on it. That judge's task for Harris County is to try to ensure that only cases that the DA is reasonably confident about are going to proceed, because he wants to put off any, because you've got so many outstanding cases in Harris County. So there could be another reason why that judge is putting the pressure on the ADA. I'm not saying you're wrong and I'm right. I'm just saying there could be another reason. But you always assume the most positive reason to your case.
Well, I typically assume the most positive things in all cases. I try to be positive about things in life and people in life, which to my detriment has proven to be a bad thing.
Yeah, doesn't it suck when your fatal flaw is that you trust people too hard and you care too much?
It does.
It's a real burden.
Now, no doubt, bringing a case that is this old is going to be difficult. And at the end of the day, it's going to come down, because you want to put it in front of the jury, between which person they believe. Now, we don't know if you're going to take the stand or not. And it will obviously depend on how your daughters who are accusing you perform on the stand and how they perform under cross-examination.
It's singular,
at the end of the
plural.
day, sorry?
Singular, not plural. You said.
Oh, no, the charge is against singular, but you're going to be, I assume, other daughters will be brought as witnesses, because they're on the witness list.
The state is not calling any of my daughters or my ex-wife as witnesses. They initially had them on the witness list just because they're listed in the police report, but they have indicated they are not going to use them as witnesses. However, we are calling my ex-wife and two of my daughters and two other family members.
Are you relieved at all that it took this long for your daughter to talk about you molesting her?
Am I what?
Are you relieved that it took this long for your daughter to speak up about you molesting her, because it really diminishes the viability of the state's case, with the time elapsed? Does that relieve you at all?
No.
So, I mean, yeah, you're still pretty nervous. I can understand that. I would be nervous too if I, my daughter told everyone that I had molested her. I just generally don't molest children. That's how I get.
Well, that's what you say, but we don't know that.
Well, I mean, I haven't been charged with that ever.
My mother
so
does
that's,
not molest people.
Thank you. Yeah. You see, you can say that. His daughters can't.
Actually, most of my kids say that.
You're right. Most, but not all.
Were the other ones not attractive enough?
You're a sick piece of shit, Earl.
That's what you say.
With your past conviction that I believe you did 10 years for, you don't think you think that's going to bode well for you in the courtroom?
Hold on just a second. I'm doing something. Give me 1 second.
Actually, an addendum to that question, because it's relevant and adds to it. Has the judge...
Okay, wait. Just let me get back to chat there. For those of you that don't know, I just threw Kate out. All right, so what was the question?
All right,
you asked your first.
You have a conviction you did 10 years for. You think that's going to bode well for you in this current case?
And can I add to that, if you don't mind, questioner?
Okay, let's make it a two-part question. Let me answer that first.
Okay,
and then I'll answer yours. Prior bad acts do not come in. Prior criminal history, unless it is directly related to the type of crime, doesn't come in. So it doesn't come in. And it wasn't 10 years. It was, I think, 8 years. And it wasn't, it was only 3 for the one. And then I did 5 on a weapons charge.
Yeah, but
the addendum is...
How much time were you sentenced to versus to what you, I mean, weren't you sentenced to 10 years, but you actually did less than 10 years?
Okay, so initially it was a 10-year probation, okay, and I did...
in jail? Not the probation. What was the original...
No, but that's where you're getting confused. I'm saying that's where you're getting confused. It was 10 years probation. I got a probation violation, and then the actual sentence that I was given was for 5 years. I did 3 years on the 5. 2 years on parole.
And then you did an additional 5 for the gun charge.
Correct.
I mean,
okay, Frog.
Coming back to, because the question was, is that relevant? You said that's not relevant. Has that ruling been made yet by the judge? Because I believe there are motions in front of the judge.
It's already been decided.
So that's already been decided. And it would only come in the event of a sentencing hearing.
Yes, if it comes to sentencing, anything that you have that's prior history is admissible then.
Now, do they go by points in Texas like other places, where they look at that prior history, the current, if convicted, and they, add things up?
No, Texas doesn't have a point system. We have just a span. Okay, so certain crimes, like just for instance, a third-degree felony, as long as it's not an aggravated felony, say, I don't know, car theft. The punishment for that is 2 to 20. All right. So then the judge would look at it. Have you ever been arrested before? Is there prior history? And he would base the decision on how long to give you upon that.
Do you think your career as a Nazi hunter in South America will be favorable during your sentencing?
All of my previous government service has been entered into the official record.
But it's not real, so how did that happen?
Well, I guess they would have to have like a government service record, wouldn't they? Which would be certified and verified.
your military records, however underwhelming, have already been, put out into the public. There's no mention of any Nazi hunting, which was very disappointing to hear. Nor did the Deer Park police seem very familiar. So you just, I'm thinking if you just take the stand in your own defense and really hammer that point home, it'll help you exponentially.
Well, we'll have to see about that.
You don't think that defending the free world from Nazis in South America in the 70s and 80s will behoove you at all? Or was it the 90s? I can't remember. There's so many decades where Nazis were just running rampant. They needed child molesting rednecks to hunt them down. So excuse me if I get the time frame.
So are you going to take the stand?
Has he gone?
Yeah,
Probably not. He couldn't figure
Has
out
he
how to throw
gone?
me out, so he threw himself out.
Oh, you asked him a good question, Kate. I mean, that bullshit about the Nazi hunting, he knows it's bullshit. We all know.
Well, see, he doesn't understand, but he can't throw me out of his Discord due to my government service records. I'm in real tight with Discord.
Earl is back, or I saw him back. He seems in and out. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean that.
He would be stupid enough to actually get on the stand.
He's not. I mean, come on, be real.
No.
His attorney's
No.
his attorney's not going to let him take the stand.
Oh no, he'll tell his attorney to be quiet. Listen, I know what I'm about to say might sound stupid, but he reminds me of these guys you used to see on the old TV show Columbo, who thought they were smarter than every cop, and they always had some smart-ass answer for every question, and they thought they could beat everything, and in the end, they end up in jail. And that I've always thought that about Earl. He, without a doubt, is going to get on the stand. He's going to tell the judge, my attorney has told me not to get on the stand, but
He's
I'm going
back.
to do it.
Earl is back. Let him talk.
Okay.
Connection.
Are you there, Earl?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah. So you're asked, are you going to take the stand?
Yes.
What does your attorney say about that?
Well, I mean, if the state fails to prove their case, there would be no need for me to get on there. But as we get to that point, we'll evaluate the situation, and if I need to get up there and testify, I'll.
So that really is.
Go ahead, Rob.
I was going to say it's a yes, but answer, so that actually you may take the stand. You're prepared to take the stand, but you also may listen to your attorney, who will tell you it would be a bloody stupid thing to do.
Well, that's your opinion, but I trust my attorney a lot more than I trust you.
So if he tells you not to take the stand, you're not going to take the stand.
If my lawyer told me not to take the stand, I would not take the stand.
I think you're going to take the stand.
Okay.
I mean, just based on what you said, because you're making it sound like you're looking forward to this, and you want to clear your name, and you want everyone to know. I can see you telling your attorney to screw up and you getting on the stand.
You would be wrong. My purpose for the trial is to get as much documentation. Documents in this case are very important. I want as much documentation for these trolls to go and get, and they'll have to pay for it, but let them do that. I want them to be able to go get the documents and eat shit.
Yeah, but Earl, documents don't mean shit if the jury doesn't believe you. You could have a million documents.
I'm not worried about that.
You're not worried about the jury not believing you.
Mm-mm.
Wow.
The jury doesn't have to believe me. All they have to do is look at the witnesses, listen to the testimony, and review the documents.
Now, I mean, I'm not trying to dox your daughter, but she's a member of the military, correct?
No.
She's not in the service?
No.
Okay, never mind then. So you're saying she's willing to perjure herself on the stand. She's willing to look at prison to get you.
Okay, you're talking about different people here, all right? The daughter that made this allegation is completely different from the daughter that was in the military, and she's not in the military.
All right. Let's stick with it. Okay, all right. That you cleared up. The daughter that's making the allegation, the one that's bringing this all about, you're telling all of us that, yeah, she's willing to perjure herself and go to jail to get you.
She perjured herself when she signed the police report.
That's your opinion.
That would be the opinion of quite a few people.
Who?
People who heard it from you?
No, people that were there. WTT, throw her out.
No,
I don't need to listen.
No,
I don't need to listen. I don't need to
Earl,
listen to
but
her
this is
mouth.
not communist North Korea.
No, but it's
He is
my
Kunta
place.
Kinte.
You
His
don't
name is
need
not
to be
Toby.
here.
And if you're going to clear your name, which is what you came here for, everyone should.
No, I didn't come here to clear my name. I came here to answer questions.
Okay, here's the question.
Not to be abused.
You're not being abused.
Not to be abused and talk stupid to.
You're being asked tough questions.
No, tough questions when she's sitting over there and got her daughter in the background talking shit. That's enough. You want to ask me a question, even a tough question, I'm okay with that. But don't come in here trying to troll me and talk shit to me, because I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to put up with that. I don't have to put up with that. You came here to talk to me. I didn't come to your place to talk to you.
Well, I'm not being accused by anybody. You're the one being accused, not me.
That doesn't give accused. Innocent people are accused and go to prison every day.
You're only found innocent at the end of a trial.
Okay, then you are free to believe I'm guilty if you want to.
Well, you don't. You're not a very trustworthy guy. You say a lot of odd things. I mean, like for example,
hold on. Technically, he walks into the witness stand.
I've never heard a judge say you're found innocent. I've only heard judges say you're found not guilty. Not guilty is different than innocent. So
you are correct. You are correct. But he is innocent until proven guilty by law. Correct.
Right.
He must be out on his boat. I hear a lot of wind noise.
Even after the trial, he still wouldn't be innocent. He would just be not guilty.
Says, okay. You know, a lot of the problems.
The reason I say you're not, you do a lot of odd things, Earl. You know,
odd things against the law.
You say a lot of odd things. You know, you seem to want to be, like a wannabe. You know, you walk around with, I'm not going to say a firearm, whether it's black powder or whether it's pepper ball, or you always try to make yourself out, to be something that you seem you're really not. So, you got to understand when, you say things, a lot of people don't have a lot of faith in what you have to say.
Okay, so what's wrong? Hold on. Let me answer or ask you a question to respond to that. What's wrong with what I carry for protection?
I mean, why? I mean, you're in some kind of danger?
Yeah.
And don't tell me it's your right. I mean, yeah, you might have the right to do it, but just because you have the right to do something doesn't mean what are you under some kind of threat, some kind of surveillance that you feel you need to carry a pepper ball gun or something?
Well, the pepper ball gun or the black powder gun or the real gun, it doesn't matter any way you look at it.
You're allowed to carry a real firearm?
Yes.
Who are you in danger from exactly, Earl? Who are you in danger from?
Earl, with your record, you can carry a real cartridge firearm, not a pepper ball or, not a tear gas, but, bullets. You can carry that type of gun?
I can carry it on private property.
Who are you in fear of? Who is threatening you, Earl?
Are y'all really just talk about personal protection? Really? I mean, I thought in this country we could defend ourselves. This is what we're going to talk about?
No, I'm not arguing about personal protection.
Is that Michelle?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, you're like off my screen, so I have to scroll up and down to see who's talking. So, yeah, I mean, absolutely, you should be everybody, and I'm going to say this, and everybody's going to give me crap about it, but that's fine too. My personal opinion.
There is a video of you where you're loading a shotgun and you're just saying odd things about fighting back. I mean, it just it doesn't make you look good, Earl. And that goes back to it's not really.
This isn't your show. Shut the fuck up. Let him talk.
Fuck you. He came on to be asked questions.
Yeah. Okay, so let me answer your question. All right. My kids. I'm trying to. If you just be quiet for a second and listen. Any of my kids that have not sided against me, and there's only 2. Myself, at least one personal associate, have had their lives threatened, have had their businesses harassed and threatened. I've had people threaten to burn down my house. I've had people threaten to cut holes in my boat while my grandkids are sleeping in it and sink it. I've had just the threats have been so numerous that honestly, I just don't really even pay attention to them anymore. But just a month ago, the Harris County Sheriff's Department, the Intel Division is all up in these chat groups and stuff. They contacted the Galveston County Sheriff's Department, which is where I'm at, Galveston County. And the county called me to say that they had a credible threat on my life. They put a deputy on my street, 2 houses down, for 2 days for protection. Now, this is the kind of stupidity I deal with. You want to threaten me, you want to come after me, that's fine. But you don't go after my kids. You don't go around their houses taking pictures of their houses and posting on the internet and making your little bullshit threats. You don't catch my granddaughter, my 12-year-old granddaughter, in my driveway, pull up in a van and say, "Hey, little girl, why don't you jump in here to get molested?" That's the kind of shit I've had to put up with for the last 3.5 years. And I'm tired of it. So the people that I have identified that have done this, that have threatened to kill me or whatever they want to do, I'm going to give them that opportunity. I will happily give them that opportunity. Just stand in my driveway. That's all you got to do. I'll come out and you'll have your chance.
Now, you could prove that Harris County Sheriff story quite easily.
Pull the stories from them. Pull the intel reports. I don't know. I don't care.
I said you could prove that quite easily, and yet you choose not to. Now, I know you'll say, "Well, that's you don't do it."
Of them sitting out here the day it happened.
Yeah, see, I'm not buying that shit, dude. I'm sorry.
Riding up and down. Well, don't buy it. I don't care.
Well, listen, hold on. Tell the whole story. Look, guys, look. He claims that somebody came to his house in a truck and tried to snatch his daughter, saying, "Get in my car, get molested," and all that stuff. And you know what he did? You know who he called? Nobody. Didn't call the police. Didn't care that there was a potential fucking psycho on the loose in a neighborhood. Didn't care about other people's kids. He didn't say shit. Didn't make a police report. Nothing. It's bullshit, Earl.
No, but what I did.
You said the police, put a guy 2 houses down. But I remember a video of yours where you were saying, "Oh, they're watching me. My cameras picked them up." And now you're saying, "Oh, yeah, the police, they just had that guy there for my protection."
No, that's what I said at the time I posted that. I didn't say they were watching me. I said, yes. Somebody go pull up the post I put up about it because it's still up. Go pull it up. clear. I said exactly what happened. Hey, got a call from the sheriff's department. This is what they said. Credible threat. They put a protective detail out here. Blah, blah, blah. The post is still up. You can go pull it and look at it right now. Go do it. Go do it and then come back and tell me you're sorry.
Well, I have a question. It's a good question. Evan said, why wouldn't you look? I'm sure people have threatened your life. Many people hate you. However, why wouldn't you call the police if somebody tried to essentially kidnap or, do that to your granddaughter? Why wouldn't you make a report?
Okay, so first off, I didn't say I didn't make a report. I said I don't want the police involved.
You did say you didn't make a report. You did. It's in the chat. You did say you did not tell anybody. I asked you the question why you didn't call the police. You said, "Oh, I knew who it was." You said, "Oh, I knew who it was," and all this stuff.
No, I didn't know who it was at the time it happened. I found out when the neighbor down the street saw it and got the license plate number off the Dodge Caravan. I ran the plate,
Great, so
and then I knew who it was.
So let's take a look at that police report then. That's great.
No,
neighbor saw it.
You're going to let me talk? If I make a police report and the police arrest this person and do something to this person, I have to accept that. That's justice. Justice has been served. That's not good enough for me. I want that person to have to face me. And that's what's going to happen.
That's ridiculous. So you're going to put other people's lives at risk.
You say that's ridiculous. I say that's justice.
No. So you're going to put
we're going to have
waiting around, so you can wait around and ambush the motherfucker. That's crazy. This ain't fucking Clint Eastwood shit. This ain't a movie.
Is this going to be the shootout at the OK Corral? Or are you going to, meet them over in that field next to your property and pull out your 6 guns? I mean, what do you say?
I'm not going to ambush anybody. I'm going to be face to face with the guy and give him the opportunity to either apologize or he can express himself in a different way. And we'll deal with that at that point.
Everybody in this whole room right now, if there was a nut on the loose in the neighborhood trying to snatch up their child and they got away or whatever, they would call. The whole community would know about it. They'd make sure that the police knew about it and be on the lookout, be all kind of shit, because that's some serious shit you're talking about, And you're acting like, I'll just wait. We'll settle this mano a mano one day. What the fuck is that? It's crazy.
It's called justice.
So in the meantime, you're going to let them run around and put the kids in the community at risk. So
he doesn't live here. He lives up
wherever
near Austin. And the really funny thing is, so I've never initiated contact with this dude. He used to initiate contact with me in Discord, giving me shit like he thought he was funny. He's a government informant, verified government informant, and anybody that doubts that, all the documents from Leon Valley where he is listed, government, and his emails and stuff are all in there.
You talking about Baysock? Is this Baysock? Just say it.
No, it's not. Yeah. So
that's the only one that came out. That's the only one that came out in the Leon Valley documents so far as being somebody who is, besides yourself, contacting Joe Salvaggio directly, giving them information about who all the auditors were, was Baysock.
Yeah, this guy isn't an auditor. But that's okay. That's okay.
Well, Baysock really wasn't an auditor either. I mean, he was just a hanger-on.
Well, there's a bunch of auditors over there that are confidential informants, but it doesn't matter. Once this guy knew that I knew who he was, he went to his local sheriff's department and told them that I was harassing him. They contacted me, and of course, I have all the emails, the screenshots, and everything else that I returned to them and told them, hey, initiate your investigation. Charge me with harassing this guy. I dare you. And
I can't remember his name. I think I know who you're talking about. That used to be a Discord back in the Wayback Machines and, the speakeasy days and that sort of thing. And he was Texas somebody or other. Okay.
Say that again, Teresa. Say that again, Teresa.
She said Mitch McKenzie.
Yeah, she said something else after that.
No,
Is it the government informant or something? I think
informant.
It is not a government informant. It said the name Mitch McKenzie and is not a government informant.
Okay. If I don't have Teresa's email anymore, but if Teresa will send me an email, newsnowhouston@gmail.com, I will return that email with documents that say you're a liar.
Well, post the emails in here.
Teresa knows my email.
Yeah,
Well, you share it with everybody.
Why don't you just go ahead and post it in your doc up here where everybody can see it?
I can't do it from my phone. I have to respond to an email. I'll just send me an email. I'll send it back to you. What's the big deal? You don't want to out your buddy?
It's a trap.
You don't want to out your buddy that's stepping my fucking driveway telling my granddaughter
you
get molested?
Earl,
yeah, okay, whatever.
Documents and never email me. I've emailed you, never got a response back from you.
Okay, I can barely hear you. What did you say? You got an email to me? What document did you want?
I said, 2 years ago, a bunch of us emailed
what
you
document
for
documents.
Did you want? I don't remember now, Earl. It's been 2 years ago, but you don't return them. It's all
That's
a
not
big
true.
lie.
Do you know how many emails I get in a day?
Earl, it's all a big lie with you. It's not the only one.
Okay. Send me an email asking for whatever documents you want.
Why don't you?
And I'll see if I can answer for you.
Where you at? Your trailer?
I'm somewhere where I can't get to my computer right now.
All right. So when this is over, you can get to your computer, correct?
Well, I'll be able to do it from.
Well,
but if you're after
when this is over, why don't you just post in your chat for everybody to look at?
Can I post? I guess I have to screenshot. I can probably do that. Yeah, right. Check it out. Check out the chat. I'll post it over there.
Yeah, so we'll check out the chat, and as soon as
that's fine.
Soon as this is over,
what documents did you email me and ask me for?
I don't remember now. I've actually got them eventually. Another
okay.
way.
It may be that whatever you asked me for, I didn't have.
No, you had them.
Okay, if you say so.
But if you're going to talk documents, then you've got to put them up where everybody can read them, not this email to one person. Let everybody here see the documents.
Well, let her post them.
Earl,
send them to her, and you can post them.
Earl,
she can post them.
Quit doing this. If you have a document, post it for everybody to look at. Otherwise, you can continue on the stereotype that you're lying.
Well, that's just what you think.
I took a poll in here that everybody agreed with that.
Okay. Well, but let's see who we got in here. Troll. Yeah, see? That doesn't work.
Yeah, what do you? But Earl, I mean, you're calling us all.
I mean, let's look at Frog for a minute. I mean, how many of the trolls would say Frog is a liar?
I think he's a liar and stuff.
Okay.
I don't think on purpose.
Okay.
I think
we're liars. We're all liars.
Well, that on purpose. You have to have intent. Intent to deceive is a crucial part of a lie.
Frog.
All right. This isn't answering questions. Answering questions. Tell me what document you were looking at. You already got it. But
you're talking documents tonight, and documents you're talking, put them up.
I will post this as soon as I get off.
I said be open and transparent.
I just said I will post the documents as soon as I get off of here.
There you go.
One of the problems is
one more question. So that'll be your military documentation that you hunted Nazis that Kate was looking for?
Nope.
Didn't think so.
That's post-military. That's some C-man, G-man, CIA shit.
Close, the problem not exactly.
A problem is
after the trial, all that will become public knowledge.
I started a fucking sentence.
Unfortunately, because it's been entered into the official record, it will be public record after the trial, unless the judge seals it.
One of your problems is to call everyone a troll who wants to question. It's where it all went wrong in terms of your mods, your Langley Lands.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Have you spoken to her lately, Earl?
I don't talk to Langley Lang. You got,
all right.
Once again, I get accused. These people go off and do whatever they do, and everybody says, "Well, you talk to them. You talk to them." I don't talk to most of these people. They were made mods a long time ago. Have I ever talked to them? Sure. Am I talking to them every day? No.
No, I don't think there's many. I don't know. Do people troll? Do most of the people in this room troll? Maybe occasionally. We all like a little troll, but
And I tolerate a little troll.
But you don't. That's the problem. Bam, bam, bam.
No,
because I'm not I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a lawyer, and I'm definitely not a convicted felon. But you started this whole show off by your segment saying, "Hey, look, yeah, I just said that ADA wanted to dismiss a case, and I told her no, I refused." And you said that was a troll. Now, being a troll, I do know that part of a troll is not to make yourself look stupid. How is that a troll to make a ridiculous statement and then come back and say all the things you get caught in saying? You say, "Oh, I was just trolling." I mean, how is that a troll?
Because I knew that there'd be stupid people that would grab that and run going, "Oh, look, Earl's so stupid. He thinks we believe this." If you believe that, you're not very bright, or you not. I won't say that. I won't. Wait, let me finish. I won't say you're not. I'm not going to say you're not very bright, but not very educated on how the system works. And a lot of people, unless you've been in the system or in the system, dealt with somebody that dealt with this, may not know that was inaccurate. And I will give you that. So I should actually go back and clean that up. I'm not lying to them. Is it a lie when? Well, never mind. I'm not going to go into it.
Surely, you can see how many naive, stupid people there are out there by watching what Chile de Castro. By watching what Chile de Castro is doing now. Surely you can see that watching your genre, there are lots of stupid people.
I think there are lots of stupid. I think there are lots of stupid people in the world, period.
But you take advantage of that stupidity.
How so?
By lying to them. By telling them these fanciful stories.
Fanciful
and they think they're true. They think they're true because they're stupid.
Yeah, didn't you say you were trolling the two detectives in Deer Park with the whole Nazi hunter thing? Oh, I was just trolling them. I'm misinformation. How is that a troll? I don't get it.
Well, just because you don't get something I do doesn't mean that
who does get it
for it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if anybody gets it or not, as long as I get it.
No, other people. That's what part of trolling is: getting other people to believe shit and to make yourself come up with these outlandish, crazy stories like, "Yeah, the DA wanted to drop the case, but I said no." That's not a troll.
I did say no. I have said no. I've told the DA from the very beginning, along with my attorney, I want to go to trial. There will be no plea bargain.
Hey, that's not saying no, Earl. When the DA walks up and says, "Hey, we're gonna dismiss this case," and then you say, "No, I refuse." That's what we're talking about here.
And that's exactly what I'll do for all the good we'll do.
What? Shut up.
I said I will.
If the district attorney says, "All right, we're going to dismiss all charges because we don't have enough evidence against you to convince a jury that you're guilty," you're going to say, "Oh, I want this to go to trial." Is that what you're telling me?
I want this to go. I can't make this any clearer to you guys. In order to get all the documents into the official record, and I need these documents in to shut the trolls up, because they're always going to say, "Oh, the case was dismissed," and blah, 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 blah. Okay? The documents need to be in the official record so that people can pull them.
Are you going to put that on record? No, no, Your Honor. I refuse to have this case dismissed. I need this for the trolls.
Yeah,
Don't
I'll
you
get
understand
I'll
how
get
this
laughed
does?
right out of I'll get laughed right out of court. I already know the DA says you cannot force the DA to prosecute.
Earl, don't you understand how this doesn't sound right? You're more concerned with showing, look, trolls, you were wrong, than proving your innocence. And that
No,
the
no,
accusation,
you're
that's
wrong.
what you just said. I need the documents to shut the trolls up. You didn't
Yes,
say I need the documents to prove my innocence. You said I need the documents to shut the trolls up.
because
That
the
seems to
trolls
be
are going to
your
be the
main
ones that hop
concern.
up and down. The rest of it will take care of itself.
More concerned about the trolls.
I am concerned about the trolls.
How are the trolls going to jump up and down, Earl? I mean, if you're found not guilty, I can have my own views, but there's not a lot I can do with that. You know, to my mind, you've been found not guilty in a court of law. Justice has been served, has been done, and you were
Nah,
found not guilty.
the trolls aren't going to accept that.
So,
Why are you so
but you
concerned
accuse me
about
of being a
trolls?
troll.
The stalkers aren't going to accept that. So, this is just for me, it's just feeding them back the shit they've been feeding me for the last 3.5 years. That's all it is.
The stalkers are not going to believe the documents anyway.
Exactly.
So what are you trying to prove?
Of course not. Of course they're not going to believe it. They're going to believe anything that disputes what they want to believe.
You're more concerned about documents and proving innocence.
No, I just need the documents in the official record.
You're more about some official record than being found not guilty of committing the crime.
And surely, if you're found not guilty, you can then do the federal lawsuit and get these documents.
Possibly. The problem's some of them may be sealed. Matter of fact, let me rephrase that. All of the CPS records that do not make it into the official record are sealed. The only person that has those and the only person that can get those is me at this point.
Didn't you make a video?
Hold on. Records can be sealed.
Didn't you make a video a while back, Earl, that David, whatever you want to be called, that you were going to publish them, sealed or not? You were going to take the chance of going to jail?
As soon as the case is disposed, I will publish what documents I have. Unfortunately, there are some that I don't have, but I'm going to publish everything that I do have, and the vast majority of it is the important stuff. And some of those documents have been sealed by the court, and I expect that they will probably hold me in contempt and lock me up, and I'm okay with that.
So are you just so we're clear, so they can only seal the CPS records?
Unless those CPS records, it would be extraordinary for them to seal CPS records that were in the trial. It can be done, but it's not usually done once it's in that record. But any other CPS records that exist are sealed by the court right now.
All right. What about other documents? You seal other documents too?
Well, for instance, emails between Deer and Shell where the officers are giving their home addresses to have the bribes sent to their home addresses instead of to the police department where they would have to report them to the city. Okay. The court sealed those emails because the police officers' home addresses are in those emails. As a matter of fact, the city of Deer Park hired a law firm out of Austin to fight giving us those emails, not because of the content of them talking about the bribe.
I understand. Right.
Which all they had to do was redact them and comply with the subpoena, but instead they paid, I don't know, $70,000 to a law firm in Austin to come down here and fight, giving us stuff that the judge told them right from the beginning was included in discovery, was part of the case, and we were entitled to.
Okay, I understand that about the policeman's home addresses. Sure, that makes perfect sense.
We don't need the home addresses for the cops.
Okay,
we need the
what
content
about the documents you submitted that said you were a Nazi hunter? Are those going to be sealed too?
All of my government service records are in there.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Hold on. All of my government service records are in, and there are two discharges. For some reason,
I'm not talking about honorable discharges.
Hold on. I got to think. Hold on.
Take your time. Take your time.
Sorry, I just got over COVID and I still have a little bit of congestion and stuff going on. So hold on a second. Okay, so the trolls have published some of my military records. And what they published is an honorably discharged. Hold on, get this. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Can y'all hear me? Okay.
Yes.
I won't name any names, but somebody used my ID and they requested all of my government service records and they got them. They impersonated me. It's a crazy lawyer out in California that I trusted and gave copies of my driver's license and social security number. Teresa is correct. However, some of the records are redacted, but that's not the point. Trolls have all my military records, right? You got all my military records, Teresa? You doubt it?
Earl, answer the question.
Hold on, I can't hear. Hold on, I can't hear her when y'all are talking because she's got so much background noise. You do or do not have my... I'm answering your question. Just listen for a minute.
Yes or no? Are they sealing your Nazi hunting records? Yes or no?
Hang on. I think let Teresa ask. Teresa asked a pertinent question. You couldn't hear it. Go on, Teresa.
I asked you to have all of my military. Well, Hemming has all of the records because he requested them using my information. And I guarantee you that he has records that indicate I have not one, which is what all the trolls are saying. I've only got one. And they say I'm dishonorably discharged. No, it's not true. I am honorably discharged. Discharged. Yet I have two honorable discharges from the military, with the second one being 1986. Do you have a copy of that, Teresa?
I don't remember anybody ever saying, at least people who know better, that you have a dishonorable discharge. I think everybody understood you had an honorable discharge.
Well, at one point there was an altered DD-214 posted in, I think it was Merv's Doc's room, that said I was dishonorably discharged, and it was posted by your good buddy, Mr. Beached Whale. Once I posted the original, that was taken down. So that's why I said there are too many. That's why I say there's too many altered documents floating around to even trust the documents anymore. If you got a question about the documents, you need to pull them yourself so that you can see what the truth is.
Okay, and the original question still is, will they be sealing the record that show you were a Nazi hunter?
I don't think that is going to be sealed. It shouldn't be.
Okay, do you have those records that you can put online?
I do.
Put them online with the rest of the papers you say you're going to put on tonight and show the world, yes, I really hunted Nazis. And then you can close that chapter.
I'm not going to post either of my DD-214s. I previously posted them, and people said they were fake because I was dishonorably discharged, and the dates were wrong because there's no way I went in the military and in 1970 and all this shit. So no, I'm not going to post them. You can get them from the court.
So you were working for it at the same time as working as a security guard?
Well, to retouch with family, why don't you ask them about the time in the military where I disappeared up to Fort Hood circa 1984, 1985. I mean, get it from the ex-wife.
Yeah, to me, she'd be about as believable as you are. So, that doesn't mean anything.
Okay, well, I don't know what
you
have
the documents. You have the power to put them up and show everybody and shut them up, but you keep coming up with excuses.
Not coming up with an excuse. I have a reason for not posting it.
And it is?
None of your business.
And there is no reason. Okay.
That's reason enough for me.
No, you've answered
That's reason enough for me. That's reason enough for me. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. You see, this is the problem with a lot of you people. I don't know where you get that you have the power or the right or the ability to demand anything from me, because you don't. You get what I give you. You get what I give you. You get what I am willing to give you. And I have given things over to people like WTT or Kelsey that I would not give to anybody else because they asked for it. Or
you're making a statement and you're refusing to back it up tooth and nail. Why should you be believed?
Have you ever served in the military?
No.
Why not?
Well, number one, I never had the need to join the military. I went to school. I went to college. So I didn't join the military. I had other options.
You went to college. You'd have made a good candidate for officer.
It doesn't matter that I was never in the military. You said you were in the military looking for Nazis. How can anyone believe you if you're not going to back it up with any proof? And then when you're asked for proof, you say, well, I don't have to show it.
Because you're not even quoting what I said.
Oh, please, Earl. You won't back up what you're saying. Why would anyone want to believe you?
Please give me your paperwork.
Why would anyone want to believe you if you're not willing to back anything up? What, just to take your word?
Don't believe me. You don't have to believe me. I don't care if you believe me. That's the power I have. Your opinion doesn't matter to me. I didn't come to some chat in some other chat room to talk to you. You came here to talk to me. If you don't believe what I say, why do you even bother?
Because you said you would answer questions. And then
I said I would answer some questions, and here I am answering them. Oh, that's my right.
I have a question, and I hope you would answer it. How are we going to get this information about these snitches, like James Freeman, you said? When is this going to come out?
As soon as my trial wraps up. So this document comes straight from the FBI via Homeland Security. And as soon as the trial wraps up, I will publish the document. My lawyer signed an NDA on the document. I did not. And so, if the FBI wants to come after me for that, they're welcome to do it.
Thank you.
Oh, and by the way, Mitch is on there, Teresa, along with Felipe.
By can we define what a government informant is? Is it someone who may have written to law enforcement about you just once, or is it someone who is in giving information to government on a regular basis? What are we actually talking about?
So when we for the documents, what we asked for was a list of people from the community that had been used as informants or agent provocateurs, et cetera, so forth, specifically towards me. So in order for us to be on this list, it would have to be somebody that was used in relation to come after me or get information from me, et cetera, so forth. It's in the subpoenas. You can post it.
Now, I did put up a screenshot of the only DD-214 I have on file in your documents that I keep, and that's the only one that I've got.
Documents on somebody? That's just bizarre. Why would you keep documents on somebody you don't even know?
We met once, remember? I shook your hand, but anyway, it's it's research of this community.
Okay.
Get over it. Get over it. We met when you came out to California, and I shook your hand.
Okay. I didn't.
Yeah, it's called public records. You actually broke my cherry on actually learning how to look up public records and public documents. I mean, I learned a lot, and I do it well now. You know, that I thought that's what this was all about, was transparency of being able to, gather these documents to look at these files to see if somebody's rights are being violated. Isn't that what the whole purpose?
Well, so your whole, just so we're clear here, because this has become a matter of contention. My position is whatever wrong I've done in this world, I've been held accountable for it. I've been sent to jail or what. Okay. So I've been held accountable for what I've done. The problem is that when it comes to law enforcement, that accountability level isn't the same. And that needs to be addressed. It needs to be fixed. And now I'm learning, just how bad the criminal justice system is. I mean, I honestly had no clue. And so I'm seeing that needs to be addressed and fixed. But will it have a lifetime? Probably neither will. And as far as seeing you in California, you don't take this personal, all right? But I see a lot of people, and I've seen a lot of people since then. So if I saw your face, I might know who you are. I might not. Personal, and if I think you're a troll or you're not a troll, it has nothing to do with that. It's just a matter of I see so many people.
Yeah, and you're not the person that I've seen. You're not the person that of trials. There's people out there who have been waiting to go to trial a lot longer. How about Joshua Cordova, Philly News Now? I think he's probably been hanging out there for just as long as you have, just to name one.
Okay.
You know who Joshua Cordova is?
I don't. I'm sorry.
Right. Philly News Now.
I think I've heard Philly News Now.
I know more about the individuals in this community than you do.
You probably do.
Yeah.
But my position is that I'm not as concerned about what you've done in the past. Okay. If you did your time, You've served your time. As far as I'm concerned, it's done and over with. As long as you're not doing the same dumb shit that got you into trouble to start with.
Well,
then,
in his case, he's doing the same dumb shit that got him into trouble in the past, and the reason why he ran and had a warrant that he left back in Arizona and ended up on the East Coast, ended up in Florida. You know, that people who do the same shit that they get caught up on, and then we follow them from there, and then we look up what their shit was in their past. Of course, you know, I mean, it's just like that one asshole that was, you know, the flash in the pan cop watcher up there, Boise PD cop watch, you know, that's in state prison for 10, 12 years now.
I have no idea who he is.
I mean, that exactly. You don't know who your own community is, and people don't know who you are.
If it's nobody I've worked with or that I communicate with, I'm not going to know who they are. There's just, you know, back when we started doing this, there were a handful of us, and now there's like, I don't know, everybody that's got a cell phone wants to do it, and it's just. And unfortunately, a lot of them are doing stupid stuff that gets them arrested and charged.
Right, and they're doing a lot of stupid stuff because they follow people like you who do a lot of stupid stuff and get caught up in stupid stuff.
Didn't you tell people always record the police? I mean, isn't this the mantra we've heard over and over again? Now you're saying it's stupid?
No, that's not what I said. You should absolutely always record the police. But let me qualify that. Know your boundaries.
Earl.
Yeah.
I know you don't like me.
I don't have an opinion about you one way or the other than the fact that sometimes you lie about me.
Well, I don't think I have lied about you. I don't think I've once lied about you.
You don't think you've ever lied?
I've lied, but I don't think I've lied about you.
About me. Okay, I'm going to point out a lie that you told. I'm going to point out a lie that you told.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
When I did the thing at LaPorte with the shotgun. Oh, wait, did you leave? Oh, no, you're still here. Okay.
No, I'm here.
Somebody just left and it shifted around on my screen. When I did when I did the troll on the cops in LaPorte with the shotgun.
Yeah.
I came and did a video and showed on the live stream what the shotgun was.
I never saw that.
How do you not see my videos, dude? You're on top of all my videos.
I'm not.
Instantly. And so the next day you come out with this, I solved the mystery. And to tell the truth, if you had just emailed me, I would have told you what it was. It wasn't a secret.
Yeah, but the great thing was, and I didn't see your video, Earl. That's not a lie. I didn't see your video. And there was lots of conjecture about whether this thing was, so other people obviously hadn't seen your video or didn't believe you, which is, you know.
I showed the shotgun. I showed the shotgun in the video.
But did you I mean, I don't know. Can you make a shot? Could it have looked like something? I have my own, went into it and I found the shotgun. So it was independent of your video. And I'm saying, here I am saying, and I'm telling people that was a BB gun who didn't know it was a BB gun. So I was, and
that particular one's not a BB gun. It's not an airsoft gun. It's actually.
You know what I mean, though. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
I'm not lying about it. So I didn't lie about that, Earl, and I don't think I've lied about you. I may have trolled.
Okay.
I may have trolled you, but I don't think I've lied about you. And we, sometimes in these events. You butt heads, and I think neither of us come in here tonight with that mood. We butted heads earlier on, but that's just a bit of fun in text, sort of. But and I've got. I mean, it's late here, so I'm probably going to have to leave this before it goes. I do want to say this to you. I genuinely hope justice is done. I hope the legal system should work. And whoever comes out on top, I don't know who's right or wrong, because how the hell can I? But I hope
you
the
said
justice
you
system.
said you were gonna fly in for the trial. I would encourage you to do that.
Oh, that was a lie. Yeah, that was a lie.
Oh, you lied.
I do admit to lie, but that wasn't a lie about what you'd done. That was a lie about what I was going to do.
All right, I'll accept that.
But I don't know. I mean,
Look. I'm gonna put it to you this way.
I hope everyone in here that fair trial is had.
Oh no. All those guys asshole are like, we don't care if he's guilty. He's guilty.
Yeah.
And as long as people have that attitude, nothing is going. If my daughter got up on the stand and admitted the whole thing was a lie, they'd say I paid her off.
That's not true.
That is true. I firmly believe that. Well, they can prove me wrong, but I firmly believe it.
Prove you wrong. I asked someone who doesn't like you at all just days ago. I made an assumption that she hoped you would get, found guilty. And she stopped me. She said, I don't hope he gets found guilty. I hope that he gets justice. And she explained herself well. And, I apologize. So I said, no, I don't think so. And I think a lot of people really want the right decision to come down.
I mean, personally, Earl, I hope you're found not guilty correctly. And it's sort of overwhelming, and a false memory is explained or something like that, and that means that your daughter will not have suffered when she was a young girl, and you're innocent of that. So that's to me, that's probably worth more than you being found guilty. If that's what happened, I want that to happen. I don't want you to be found guilty of a crime that never happened.
Well, I appreciate that. I understand that if you're on the outside looking into this, that it looks bad because, first off, why does somebody make a false allegation like that? Why would somebody's own child make a false allegation like that? And I'll let Kelsey go into all the details on that. He's better qualified than I am, but just do a Google search on it. It happens all the time without any kind of justification. In this case, there is some justification, but I can't really go into it. But keep in mind that this particular daughter didn't distance herself from me. I distanced myself from her for my safety. And there may be some dispute on that, but I would encourage you to wait for the trial and listen to the testimony of the direct witnesses on the stand. So, because anybody can say anything, but when they get into court and they have to testify, and like I said, if you could see all the interview affidavits and all of that stuff already, you would have a better understanding of what exactly I'm talking about. As a matter of fact, I might. Kelsey, can you hear me? All right, I have to catch him later.
He's in here, but I do want to roll back a little bit and point out the fact, and besides the same sentiments here of I would imagine everybody in here wants you to have a fair trial. Now, the one thing I do dispute is that when you say that most or all of the people over there in the Mansell report think you're guilty and should be locked up and buried under the jail, I would say a majority of the people who are in the Mansell report have no idea who you are.
Okay.
They don't know you. There's a lot of people who barely know this community. And most people coming in these days are coming in for other locales like Sirax and Chili DeCastro now. Of course, he's the hot ticket. And, everybody's watching Chili. So,
what's the big deal about Chili? Okay, just so we're clear here, I've dealt with that's that delete laws guy, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So I've spoken to him, I think, once, and emailed with him once, where I asked permission to use his video about the body cams in Arizona. So I don't have a lot of information on him, so you tell me, what's the big deal about him? I mean, why is he the hot ticket? I don't understand.
Because he's reactionary, for one.
We want to discuss this and this? Really?
Yeah, but still, I mean,
I'm just
you'd
curious.
have to look into him. It's just he's the big deal over there in Masshole. You're not that big of a deal. But yes, most of the people that I see on the list in here are people who've been around for more than 3 or 4 years before that guy even was a thing. But there's a lot more out there in YouTube land than News Now Houston. I'm sorry, but you're not that significant really on the spectrum that much anymore.
Okay.
And I suspect most people in this room, now I'm not so certain across the wider community of those who are for 1A auditors and those who are against 1A auditors, but most people here, I would suspect, are quite pleased that the judgment in the 10th Circuit for Liberty Freak TV has gone the way it went.
How did it go? I don't even know about it.
Well, you should know, Earl, because it's the Philip Turner decision in the 10th District, and that's another First Amendment auditor. I think a light was shot in his camera.
Okay.
And I think most people here.
I'll have to go look it up.
It's in Merv's server. I know the judgment, the memorandum, but it is Philip Turner. I mean, it's the 10th Circuit's Philip Turner.
Awesome.
But most people here probably believe in the right, or you should have the right, to film the police, which may surprise you.
No, that doesn't.
Yeah, wasn't it even mentioned in a memorandum by the judge in the Leon Valley case?
It's been cited already in the Leon Valley case. The judge,
right? Yeah,
a small note post his summary judgment response. So
right, and that's in your wheelhouse right there. As far as Leon Valley, I mean,
now, do you know who Liberty Freak TV is? Oh,
I do not. I've seen some of the videos around or the name around, but honestly, if it's not I don't follow a whole bunch of auditors because.
But you know who Eric Brandt is, yeah?
I do know who Eric Brandt is, yes.
So Liberty is Eric Brandt's right-hand man, basically.
Okay.
He's homeless, lives in a van. He went pro se at what do you call it, state level, or the first stage of federal court. So I mean, he's done a good job there.
By the way, the problem with sorry, my issue with all these auditors, okay, is I don't like the way they handle things. I don't believe in going at the cops, yelling and screaming and being confrontational and distracting people, while they're working. You should be there to document the scene, not be the scene. So that's why I don't watch the vast majority of these people.
Well, then don't walk around neighborhoods at night with a bright light with an arsehole like PayPal Patty.
Well, I was just going to say that, Frog. Exactly.
Don't do that, Earl, because you are then going down that route, and that does. I'm sort of. I hate that I'm sounding pro, or trying to give Earl some, to make him a better auditor. But that's what brings you down, Earl. That's what brings you down in terms of your auditing, because you've done some stupid shit yourself.
I will agree with that statement. I've done some stupid shit. But here's the thing, okay? Sometimes you look at something and it looks like a good idea and you go out and try it and it just doesn't work out. And that's basically what you were seeing in that. It was an experiment to see how things went. Now, did I learn some stuff from it? I did. what I learned is that people, when they call the police, lie to the dispatchers to get a better police response. I mean, you would not believe.
You didn't have to go through all that rigmarole for me to do. I could have told you that easily. That was insane. Somebody's private property going around flashlight. Come on, really?
Well, but it's not so much, and again, I can only speak for myself. I won't say what other people do, okay? But all I'm doing is walking down the sidewalk with a flashlight, going back and forth on the street, okay? I'm not like stopping in front of houses and shining it on windows and all that kind of stupid stuff. So the way it was intended to be done is not necessarily how it ended up being done. And that's one of the reasons I disassociated myself with it.
All right, fair enough.
But there's, you learn from this. A lot of people would go to refineries and film, okay? Let's just use me. I go to refineries and film, not understanding some of their security protocols and stuff. It was something I had to learn over time. And once I learned, where their boundaries were and the fact that they were routinely violating their boundaries, I knew that what I needed to do to accomplish what I was trying to accomplish. Unfortunately, when it comes to the flashlight thing, it doesn't work like I thought it would work. Something else that I don't like, you talk about what we like or don't like. I don't believe in lock checking. These guys do the lock audits where they open the police car doors and stuff. I think that's a very bad idea and a good way to get shot or at least get charged.
So you said it didn't work the way you intended it to be done. What was the intention of going to a neighborhood far from your own neighborhood at 11 o'clock at night? What was the intention? What did you intend to happen?
Okay, so it wasn't just that we went to neighborhoods, okay? The neighborhoods were actually, no, let me finish what I'm saying. These were not randomly selected neighborhoods, okay? The neighborhoods were selected because they had high crime problems, okay? So a lot of them have the neighborhood watch that drives around with the spotlights on the cars, shining them up in people's yards and all of that, okay? So basically the idea was to show up in a neighborhood that has high crime and to be a deterrent to criminals. Now we knew
Earl, it was intended to use the citizens, the residents of that place, to instigate a police reaction, and you know it. You don't bullshit me, Earl. You were not going over there to fight crime or deter crime. You guys know what you guys were doing. You wanted a police interaction, and the best way to do it is go around 11 o'clock at night and shine these flashlights around you. Say, oh, they're just for safety, for walking. The police website says get a flashlight. Yeah, a little 5,000 lumen flashlight will work just fine with the orange cone on it to walk. You don't need a 20, 30, 40, 50,000 lumen flashlight for walking around at night. And so you're being disingenuous. I know what the reason is. And the majority of people in here know what you guys were up to. Don't give us this bullshit.
And it really wasn't the hood. I mean, we're talking from what I could remember seeing, really a fancy neighborhood, $1 million homes. Am I correct?
You're incorrect. Now that Navin shut up, I'll finish what I was saying. We knew that there would be people that saw us and called the police. Okay? That was a given. But overall, I didn't expect, for instance, LaPorte. That's the best example I could give you. Now, LaPorte was a new neighborhood, but it's close to the freeway. So what they have is criminals pull off the freeway, go up in this neighborhood, commit their crimes, and then run for the freeway, get back on, and they're gone. Okay. So that was a good neighborhood they have a high crime rate there. So that was a good neighborhood to use this technique in. Now, unfortunately, I won't say who, but somebody in the process overdid things and was antagonizing some of the residents, and that created a problem. What ended up happening was we had one of the residents actually pull a gun on us and threaten us. And, that wasn't something we had anticipated because the way we were going to do it wasn't the way that it got done. So did that answer your question?
Well, why didn't you tell
we expected
law
the police would get
enforcement?
called.
Why didn't you tell law enforcement when they showed up that you heard that this area had a high crime rate and you were just trying to help the neighborhood out by, deterring criminal activity? Why did you
I did not have the opportunity to tell them that because somebody else was busy hollering, Attica, 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 Attica.
You could have told the Pillsbury Doughboy child to shut the fuck up and discussed it with law enforcement like a rational human being and maybe calmed the tits of the local residents.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh
God.
The reality is once that officer got out and started demanding that he ID, okay, I knew what was coming. I already knew what was coming. And if you look at that sergeant's eyes, it's so funny. We woke him up. He was over by the airport asleep before he took that call and he had to be woken up. And so that's why he's so pissed off and, got the attitude and stuff, but it's fine. I mean, it just got rolled into
it wasn't just one event. There was it wasn't just one event. There's 3 or 4, maybe there was a bunch of those things. You had plenty of opportunity to explain your little story about we're out here just shining a spotlight on crime. Whatever fucking bullshit story you're coming up with now.
It's not a story. It's just what I've said all along. I think I did a video even the next day after we got out of jail in LaPorte explaining what we were doing. So
this was not for any type of test. This was for neighborhood watch, essentially, is what you're telling me?
No, we knew that the cops would get called on us. We knew that. Okay, you got 3 guys walking in the neighborhood with flashlights at night. It's not necessary. See, I tell people this all the time. To do these, audits. Let's just call them audits. Okay, I'm not an auditor. I'm a civil rights activist, but whatever. When you go out and do these audits, all right, you don't have to yell and scream at people. You don't have to yell and scream at the cops. A tyrant is going to be a tyrant no matter what. He can't help himself. So all you're doing when you do all that is make yourself look bad. And unfortunately, some of the people that were involved in the flashlight audits, if that's what y'all want to call them, their behavior was excessive, and that's why I distanced myself from doing it. I'm not going to participate in something. I don't mind guiding people, and sometimes there's a little bit of experimentation when you're doing something new and see what works and what doesn't work. But once you have a plan, you stick to that plan. And if you're not going to stick to that plan, if you're going to deviate from it and go off to intentionally instigate something, then I'm not going to be a part of that. It's unnecessary, and I don't want any piece of it.
I think that was the plan going into it. You just admitted that, you knew that the residents were going to call the police, so you knew that was going to be a viable course of events, And I think that was the whole reason, We get tired of going out there auditing and waiting around idle time for the cops to show up, all this stuff. Let's just go out there. Let's use the residents and use them to get the police to come out. Yeah, don't do the Timmy thing and call them ourselves. Let's get the residents to do it at 11:00 at night. That was the whole plan.
Well, you did admit in the beginning of this whole thing that you've done stupid things, correct? So you can put that on the checklist, right?
Very probably I can put that on the checklist.
Earl, if you truly are a civil rights activist, can I urge you, if you know the identity of Fred, the lawyer, or not lawyer, the legal assistant that Patrick used in Buffalo, who Delete Laws is now using, who is actually ripping off naive activists, naive people out there, let someone know.
Okay, how is he ripping people off?
Who? Fred?
Is that Fred?
Legal
Okay.
fees.
How's he? Does he charge legal fees?
He's providing, probably. Well, the advice he's giving is very poor if you look at his legal writings. So he's probably charging for legal services, very poor legal services that will get other activists, it won't get them the results that they want.
Yeah,
you know as well as I.
He's funneling the money from Chile to Fred.
Yeah. So if you do know
money from anybody to anybody.
No, she wasn't accusing you of. She wasn't accusing you of. Earl, don't need to be on the.
He was there with patty cakes. He knows exactly what Bobby's scamming.
Yeah, well, no, but I'm saying to Earl that I challenge him. If he really is truly an activist, that's one thing he can do to help the activist community, because it's helping. He will be helping other activists out there.
Okay, I will relay your information. And I wasn't in Buffalo with Patrick. I haven't been to Oklahoma with Patrick at all.
No, I didn't.
Oh wait, no, I have been. I was in OKC.
You weren't there that day. I know you weren't.
Okay, yeah, no, I haven't been up there in forever. I don't think I've ever been to Buffalo.
Timmy Harper was there.
Yeah, I've worked with Tim before. I've worked with Patrick up there in OKC on one trip, and that was it. I don't think I've been back.
I wouldn't work with them again.
With who? Tim?
Tim or Patty?
I don't have an issue so much with Tim. I think that he's learned his lesson. And
you think he won't call the cops again? That's the second time he's done it. His son did it previously when he was carrying that firearm in the park.
I don't know about that incident at all. I'm just saying, you asked me if I would work with him or not. If I went up that way, there would be some ground rules before I would work with him, but I don't think I would have an issue working with him. That's Tim. That's Tim we're talking about.
Yeah. Well, make sure he doesn't pull the cops on you.
He would not be calling the cops on me. Trust me. The minute he dialed 911, I'd be walking back to the car.
What are your plans?
Completely unnecessary.
What are your plans if you are acquitted of what you fully expect? What are your plans going forward?
Havana.
Go ahead, Navin. What are you saying?
Oh, you're going to go. Well, Disney World's out. You're going to go to Havana.
So I could go to Disney World. I've been to Disney World, but I'm not going to Disney World. No, I have. It's actually illegal for U.S. citizens to travel to Havana, to Cuba in general. But I might have a reservation in Havana in mid-October.
There are many ports you can get into, and you can go to the embassy, and you can travel around, and you can get to Havana with no problem.
Oh, I know. They'll just stamp a piece of paper.
Just don't lie. Just don't lie. Earl.
I'm not lying. I'm not lying.
You
Look it up.
I was
U.S. citizens are
there 2 years ago. Boat to the marina, got checked in, went to Havana. Not a problem. Don't lie, Earl. It's not hard to get to Cuba anymore. Jesus Christ.
Well, good. Then you know more about the travel there than I do. Good news. That's great news.
You're the sailor that knows all the ports and all the laws, right?
I didn't say that. I got a chart plotter, though. That'll help me get to where I need to be.
You just lie on everything. Jesus Christ.
What if you're found guilty? It's a fucking Garmin chart plotter. What do you want? Do I need to show you a picture of that?
Garmin chart plotter. Earl, everything that comes out of your mouth is wrapped around a lie.
David, okay. What if you're found guilty? Then what?
If that were to happen, it would be put on appeal.
Okay, thank you.
I would be shocked. I would probably have a heart attack and faint if it did. The evidence is so overwhelming that it would be a shock.
If you don't have faith in our system, which you have said, I don't either, but if you don't have faith in the system, why would you be so shocked?
Because I have faith in people and their common sense, and maybe that's misplaced since, there are people that have plotted to interfere with the jury after it's selected. But, it is what it is. I believe that any rational and sane person that will look at the evidence, would have a difficult time finding anything. Come on, Teresa.
Wait, you say come on.
You tell me, Teresa. How are y'all going to do it? You and Felipe been planning it. Maybe the same way you tamper with witnesses. Maybe the same way you tamper with witnesses.
Do you have evidence of that?
The sheriff's department does.
I really don't think Teresa would jeopardize her own life to do that.
Okay.
I mean, I can't see either tampering with witnesses and I've no idea how they would affect the jury pool. I just, but I can't see it, and it seems like another. Yeah. But even tampering with witnesses, it's just that is far fetched. And that's the problem we have, because you come back to all the lies. You see, well, maybe you're telling us you were a Nazi. You're still telling us you were a Nazi hunter, but it's so hard for all of us to believe that. Now I don't know if William or
I didn't tell you anything. I told you that I was in the military and I have a second military career beyond.
Hang on, but we can take inference from your answers.
You can take inference from it or don't take inference. That's up to you. I answered your question that you asked me earlier, and I'm leaving it at that.
It wasn't my. It wasn't.
Okay. How does somebody tamper with a jury? How does somebody tamper with a jury? Well, they wait outside the courthouse. They get in the courtroom, and then they wait outside the courthouse. And when the juror comes out, they walk along and talk to them and tell them things that they're not supposed to be privy to. That would be a good way, wouldn't it, Teresa? And I'm sure that you and Felipe Hemming haven't ever discussed that, huh? I'm insane. Okay. Hold on, I've got to change my headset.
Well, if there is proof of that, I'm sure there's a police report.
Have you actually done anything yet? All right, hold on, I got to switch headphones. All right, I got it on. What'd you say?
So you said there's a police report. Can you post that?
Police report on what? What are you talking about?
On Teresa.
I didn't say that.
A mistake.
I said law enforcement is aware. The judge has been briefed. The DA has been briefed. Teresa, you grab Felipe and y'all go do whatever it is you want to do. I don't care. I don't care. Go do it. Go tamper with the jury. Come catch me on the bridge where I park and do whatever you're going to do. I don't care. You don't scare me. You don't intimidate me. And Felipe can fly in and stand in the hallway and talk shit to me all day long. It doesn't bother me. I'm calm. Whatever, Teresa. Okay. How'd you end up on the bridge where I was parked? GPS brought.
And you just couldn't walk by without saying something to me. You had to say something, and you had to take a picture. You just had to do it. You can't stand it. You've got to be close to me. It's like being here now. You can't stand it. I don't care about public photography. Oh, okay, whatever. Oh, wait a minute. It's not a crime, but when Chief Jones stopped to get gas at Walmart in Crowley, you called the police whining and crying because, oh, he dared to drive into my town. He's harassing me. Never even went to your house. He didn't do anything. Yeah, whatever.
I think any of the ladies in this room would find it hard to forgive someone who circulated a headless, naked picture of a random person, couldn't be identified, to other people and told them to tell people that he'd seen a naked picture of that person.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, so Philip, the Batusai, who has admitted to it, it's on a recording somewhere. So you can probably find it.
I'm familiar with what you're talking about, but that wasn't Teresa. I never said that was Teresa.
We know it wasn't Teresa. But he was going around telling everyone that it was Teresa.
I have no idea what you're talking about. No, I didn't.
Well, okay.
No, I didn't. I wasn't even, Teresa and I weren't even dating then. So how does that even come into play?
How many people in this room would have been in that chat? There's probably a good handful here.
No. I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. I've heard this. I know what you're talking about. And I'm telling you that at the time, I did show a picture to Philip, but it wasn't anything to do with Teresa. I didn't even, well, I think I'd met her, but there was nothing going on between Teresa and I. We hadn't even traveled together at that point. I have no idea how he got the idea that was Teresa.
Well, someone's lying.
I said there was a picture, but it had nothing to do with Teresa. And I don't know why he would think it was Teresa. I don't get it, but whatever.
God, there's always an out though. See,
but it doesn't matter, does it? No, it was some woman he showed a picture. I mean, it's kind of tacky, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Just besides that, but there's always an out though, isn't there? You know, I want these documents put on the record. However, the documents might get sealed. So if the documents aren't there, it's because the judge did something, correct? There's always an out.
Teresa does document stuff. I'm sure she'll tell you just exactly what happens with CPS records.
You know, there's the second DD-214. Is it because nobody who requested your public DD-214 has found this alleged second on this charge? Was it classified?
No, Hemmings got it.
He got
it by using my name, my social security number, and a picture of my ID.
Okay.
But he's got it, and there's a reason he didn't publish it. I'll let you figure that out.
Everything else has been leaked, so he leaked that. You know.
Do you have evidence that Felipe got that ID from someone else?
No, he didn't get it from someone else. He got it from me.
Earlier, you said that it was given by a lawyer in California.
Yes. His wife is a lawyer.
I wouldn't dispute that all of those details weren't at some point in time given to Felipe and Krista at some point in time for some reason, and probably requested that they, gather certain documentation or details for reasons at the time. But, you might have even authorized them to pull this to pull your military record for a reason. I don't know, but there's still always an out.
There's no out. I gave them the information because they were handling the. Oh, here we go again. Hold on, let me get a drink. I gave them the information because he said he needed it. They were handling the FBI lawsuit for El Paso for me. They were paid for it. There's a retainer agreement. That's it. He said he needed those documents from me, and so I sent them to him because I trusted him.
Okay.
There are money transfers, and the money transfers are marked. They go straight to Krista, and they're marked. As a matter of fact, I think I made one of those transfers in Todd's garage while Teresa was sitting there. And I think we had a chat about that because it wouldn't go through, so I had to switch to PayPal. But they are marked. They go to Krista, and they are marked for the FBI lawsuit, El Paso FBI lawsuit. So, you know, if you want to believe they were for other things, hey, you have at it. Let's see here. I'll post it. But I can't do it while I'm on here because it's on. I've got it on the phone.
Yeah.
Hang on. You say you'll post it, but surely there would have been a complaint upheld by the California Bar Association.
Google
such a contract.
Google the California Bar Association and misconduct complaints and how they handle them, and you see.
Well, why else would he send this man $5,000? I mean, does anybody think that
I can believe that Earl may have been stupid enough to send cash without a written contract. I can believe that.
No, I had the retainer agreement. That came before any money was transferred.
And I will back up the story concerning the California State Bar in the complaint system, because when you made that comment before, I did do a quick check of that, and you're right. The California Bar's complaint system is screwed up out here.
Yeah, they
were whitewashing complaints and they've been doing it for what, a decade now or something because of reasons. But yeah, you're correct there. They're not very diligent in following up.
The only way you'll get disbarred in California is if you don't pay your yearly fees or you get a felony conviction. That's it. As long as you don't have one of those two things happen, you're not getting disbarred in California. You go over to the California State Bar's website and they show everybody that's disbarred and for what, and every one of them is the same thing: non-payment or got a felony conviction.
Well, what about misappropriation of funds? I mean, you would think that would be at the top of the list, right?
You would think a lot of things, and I was not the only one. They had 14 complaints from people. 14 at the time I made my complaint. And one of them, the documentation, I saw the documentation. The documentation was ridiculous. I mean, it's so blatant that it was sickening. Emails from Felipe, emails from Krista. I mean, I can't even fathom how they got out of that. But then I started doing research on the California State Bar, and then I understood. But that's okay. That's okay. So what's going to end up What about evidence?
Where is it? Where is it?
I guess you could request it from the State Bar. That's somebody else's complaint, not mine. Because I'm the guy and he see it. Yes. It was for somebody else, not y'all.
I don't know who the guy is, but I am vouching for the fact that there is a problem with the complaint system in the California State Bar. That is a real thing. That's what I'm vouching for.
Well, I think that's that may be the reason why a lot of people go out there to be lawyers, because they can do whatever they want. Nothing will happen to them. But here's what I am going to do. Because Felipe Hemming is an informant, and was used in Deer Park, they will be included in the federal lawsuit, and you'll be able to read everything. You'll be able to see the actual money transfers that I made, the contracts. You'll be able to see all of that attached to the federal lawsuit. It'll be in the documents. $3 billion with a B.
That's so funny. I'm going to use that. Say it again. Say it again so I can clip it.
$3 billion.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You can ask for anything. What you get maybe is something obviously completely different.
I mean, don't they have caps on these types of things?
There won't be a cap. Go ahead.
Do not using some of your war chest, your ample war chest that you keep on telling us about, to actually hire a proper.
Go ahead.
To actually hire a proper civil claim attorney to make some proper civil claims, as opposed to your ridiculous one about copyright, to go after Felipe Hemming if he's breached contract.
That lawsuit was to prove a point. Go ahead.
And also, you obviously, having seen the Leon Valley ruling, can probably conclude that you would probably be in the same position as Ohio Guardian 2 if you'd bothered to do a proper claim there.
If I had filed in a more timely manner, the time frame is the issue. I could appeal that, but it's going to cost a lot of time and a lot of money, and it's just not worth it to me.
That just doesn't make sense, but yeah.
Okay. It doesn't have to make sense to you. It makes sense to me. There are situations that are more top priority for me.
So you'd rather go for the lottery of the $3 billion than the safe 50,000, 100,000.
I don't know that those people are going to get that kind of money. Unfortunately,
OG2 false imprisonment for an hour. He was arrested. You were arrested, weren't you?
Yeah, same thing as OG2, pretty much, except there's one difference. I wasn't there. I had left. I was at the street corner filming the arrest when they came and got me. So I had a good claim. And I was originally in the lawsuit, but there were some. Come to find out, they're government informants that sowed the seeds of dissent. They didn't want to be in a lawsuit with Earl because he's a rapist. They got a rapist in the lawsuit with them now, and they don't care. It was all about shutting me out, shutting me down, shutting me up, just like it's always been. But that's okay. I don't care. They do what they do, and we go from there. So, to answer your question, the war chest. To answer your question, the war chest has been recharged. I keep the war chest right at 100,000. Okay, and I have hired an attorney to handle the Deer Park lawsuit. I'm doing LaPorte and Jersey Village myself, but I have engaged an attorney to handle the civil rights lawsuit against Deer Park, the Harris County District Attorney's Office, Felipe and Krista Hemming, and some others.
Well, I look forward to seeing that lawsuit be filed on paper and reading it. I'm sure it'll be very interesting.
Well, they opened the door to it when when he became an informant. I mean, that's just, I've got the audio recordings, and it's just amazing the stuff this dude says. Hi, I'm Felipe Hemming with the Hemming firm in California, and I know David Warden, and I will be happy to give you any information you need. If you have a question, you ask me, and I'll go ask him because he'll tell me because he trusts me, and I can. Yeah, it's just all a bunch of bullshit, stupid. I should have known better to trust Felipe. Even Teresa told me don't trust Felipe, and I didn't listen. So, my bad.
Well, when you win your $3 billion, I hope you remember us poor trolls,
The vast majority of it will be donated to St. Jude's. I don't keep blood money.
Hopefully it won't be like Amber Heard.
Like who?
Amber Heard?
Oh, the Johnny Depp thing.
She was going to donate her money to charity, but it never actually got there.
I donate to Saints regularly.
I know it's a charity that you comment about.
Yeah, I wish more people would donate.
Now, I would like, because I believe the photograph incident with Philip Turner occurred before the federal lawsuit, I believe. And perhaps a direct result of Philip Turner telling that maybe as to why you missed out there. Just saying. Perhaps you should claim off Philip Turner for lying about it. I don't know.
I don't know that he lied about it. I've never asked him. I've seen him a few times since then, and I've never bothered to ask him. I don't know that he lied so much as maybe he just thought it was something that it wasn't.
Well, it took about an hour and a half to get the truth out of it.
Like I said,
2 hours, he was insistent that person is someone in chat with us now.
Like I said, you can ask. There's a number of people here you can ask, and they have begged me for pictures of people that I have, and I have declined to share them. I don't do that. So, like I said, I don't believe that he was intentionally lying. He's just mistaken. Maybe because at that point, there was more going around with Teresa. Teresa was around me all the time. So, right after that. So he assumed that's who it was. I don't know. Y'all were asking him about a picture that was shown to him one time for maybe 15 or 20 seconds, 2 years before the time that y'all were having the conversation.
No. He was the one that raised that the picture was Teresa. We weren't asking him about the picture. It was only that. So, we wouldn't have even known about the existence of the picture.
Well, yeah. As I said, he's mistaken. It was not a picture. It was not a picture of Teresa. As a matter of fact, do I still have that picture? Hold on.
Oh, we don't need to see it, Earl.
No, I'm just wondering if I still have it. No, I don't have it here. I might still have the picture, but it's clearly somebody other than Teresa. Wow, it went dead. Anybody else got any other questions?
I do.
Is that Michelle?
Yep.
Okay. I'm sorry. I have to scroll up and down when people talk, and you just did like a quick talk. Go ahead.
No, I don't. Thank you for answering my questions.
All right, then. I'm going to shut this down. I'm going to get out of here. Y'all can stay and yap all night long if you want to.
I'm glad you're shutting it down, Earl. Only because I want to go to sleep.
What time is it there?
Oh, fuck it. What time is it? 4 a.m. And it's fucking hot as well, so.
Hot?
Hot.
Why is it hot?
We're about to enter record temperatures over 100 degrees Fahrenheit, so it's fucking hot.
Holy crap. That's like, well, probably the difference in maybe different humidity, but man, we're right here where I'm at. We're in the mid 90s, pretty consistently. In August will be into the triple digits. It's miserable outside. So I feel for you. In Europe, a lot of places there didn't have air conditioning. So I don't know if you got AC or not, but I feel your pain, dude.
No, of course we don't, because we don't need it, except for 2 days in the record. So,
Yeah, it's great hearing you, Frog.
Michelle, some great questions.
You too, Frog.
Well, maybe we'll do this again when you guys think of some more questions. Like I said, I don't mind when people ask me honest, genuine questions. I have no issue with that. If I can answer it, I will. If I can't, I'll tell you I can't. But I'm not going to put up with. I put up with it for far too long, and I'm not putting up with it anymore. Where people just want to come and attack me. It's senseless. It's not productive, and I'm just not going to have it. So that's it. That's why Kate got kicked. You know, if she was just here, like I said, to genuinely ask questions, not talk shit to me, then she'd be fine. But, you know, given her past, she should be thinking long and hard about talking shit to anybody. Oh, let's see. Supertramp, if he doesn't care, why is he willing to go to prison to prove shit to the trolls? Preposterous. Okay.
I missed Kate's, here with you. I missed all that. I'm sure it was entertaining, though.
Nah, I didn't put up with it long enough. She was out pretty quick. So, like I said, you know, look, I've even let Teresa stay in here. She's been just asking questions and making comments and stuff, and that's fine. She hasn't been being stupid, so I let her stay in here. I'm not throwing people out because they ask me hard questions or because they call me a liar, because somebody down here who was the guy with that De Castro picture, the delete laws picture, he was calling me a liar repeatedly. I didn't throw him out for that. No, it wasn't him. It was this one right here. Shameless. I didn't throw him out for calling me a liar or saying he didn't believe me. You know, it's not about that. It's about I'm not going to sit here and be attacked.
With the exception of Kate and Subs, it's been a good chat. Interesting listening to you all. Good questions. Thanks for doing it.
Yeah. I think that I'll go find the documents that I said I would post, and I'll post them in the chat over there. I'll have to do screenshots of them because I don't think we have a thing here for documents. But I may even have WTT create a new one of those tomorrow. Let me see where we're at. There we are. So that's it, guys. Like I said, we'll do this again sometime if you guys want to sit around and talk bullshit. But you know, I'm in the chat room over there the typing chat room, not the voice chat. I don't come in here very much, but I'm over in the regular chat room almost daily. So, you know, you can always catch me over there. If you have a question, post it and I'll get it back to you. So just tag me at News Now Houston. Like I say, I'm not running from anybody. I'm just not tolerating all this stupid shit anymore. So that's it. I am out of here. Y'all have a nice night. Thanks for popping in.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.
I still am standing by what I said earlier. If the district attorney said, I'm dropping the charges, I cannot imagine anybody with a sane mind say no, no, no.
God did offer up that if that was mentioned, it's not necessarily to benefit Earl, that there could have been another reason.
All right, guys. See you later.
Bye, Michelle.
Cheers. Good night, all.